everyone. Hello to everyone out there in the public. My name's Brian Harvey, and I used to be the lead singer for the pop group E17. He wants me killed. Now, the disturbing thing is that a couple of years ago, possibly a little bit longer, I approached a guy called Bill Maloney.
Right, so here we are. We've got a hero of the day, Ben Fellows. Incoming hero, Brian Harvey, lead singer of E17.
Ex-lead singer.
How are you, Stan?
I'm right, thank you.
Good friend of mine. I'll give you a kiss in a minute,
I
bruv.
hope so.
Well, it's
I deserve one.
Purely masculine, yeah.
And from there, it is Ben Fellows to do his walk from Plymouth of 300 miles. He took 4 weeks to do it. He was making a lot of contacts and talking to people on the way. That culminated with him going to Westminster, I think it was 4 days ago. 3 or 4 days ago. And the film is up of that as well, so people can see that. And that is when, that was the first time that Brian Harvey was shown. So Brian came into the affray, but when you talk to Brian, I'd rather Brian tell you how he and I met.
Yeah, okay, well, I was just going to say that, Bill. I'm going to bring Brian in now. Brian, can you tell us how you got to know Bill and take it from there?
Well, basically, can you hear me all right, yeah?
Yeah, lovely, yeah.
Brilliant. Basically, I was indoors. It was late one night. I don't know if it was 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And I've seen Bill's films. I saw Sun, Sea and Satan, and I could see a lot of myself in Bill when I watched him. And the outspokenness, the cut to the chase, you know, like he had the passion for it, and you could see that this was a bloke that was telling the truth clearly, because you would not put yourself up in that position if not. Clearly telling the truth and reaching out to people for them to see what is going on in the world. And once I saw that, I've kept an eye on him. I watched interviews with him with David Icke, who I've also been following. I've got my differences with his views, but as far as the child abuse, the ritual abuse, the institutionalised paedophilia in the care homes, I also know people that have been brought up in care and have told me similar stories. Also, a lot of fans have come forward since we made that video and said, look, Brian, you know, you're doing a good thing. I was abused, and it's shocking. This is such a massive thing. I didn't realise quite how big it was. I mean, I got told some stories the other day, and it is shocking. But going back to your original question, I watched Bill on one of his films, Breaking Down, and he was in complete bits. And I watched that video about 4 o'clock in the morning and saw nothing but myself. I saw pain in the guy's face. I saw, I don't care anymore. I don't care how this looks. I don't care what I'm saying. People need to see it. And I tell you what, that video opened my eyes. It was the because I felt that emotion of, I mean, I haven't been abused. But I have in some ways through the media and through things that have happened to me that people are well aware of. And I could just relate to it so much, just in bits. I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do. I've told you how I feel, no one's listening. And and the thing is another thing actually happened off the back of that, was because it's been known that there's been a feud between myself and Tony Mortimer through the years, and basically I mean, it was more a media generated dispute. There wasn't really a problem between me and him. I like Tony. I think Tony's a good geezer, and without Tony I would not have got the opportunity to do and see the things that I've seen in my life, and I wouldn't change one of them, not even my car accident, because even something like that has brought me to the understanding of where I'm at now. And I've hit a point in my life where I've just got to do the right thing. I've just got to do the right thing. I don't care what people are going to say. They're going to say, oh, you know, he's trying to go in through another avenue. He's trying to use the underground media now to become massive. No, I'm not. And you know, only time will prove that through you seeing what I'm saying. But I'm a doer, not a talker. And I sent Bill a message and said, listen, mate, I'll stick my chin out for you. I'll stick my chin out for you. I don't care what people think. I don't care what they say. I don't care. It's going to take someone to say something and mean it and be honest. And I saw that in Bill, and I contacted him, and he's come back and he's involved me, and I'm honoured to be involved in what he's doing because it's a very, very serious issue.
Bill Maloney, who I thought was an anti-child abuse activist, well, it turns out that he's not. He must be a paid agent for the government that goes in and destroys the stories of genuine victims. And the victim that he took me to go and see, because I was going to be filming him, that I offered Pie and Mash Films, Bill Maloney's film company, I offered to do a bit of filming for him. He took me up on it.
In the end, I think I'm going to contact this guy because he's running around with a camcorder, and I've got 3 Canon 5D Mark IIs, and I can set him up a lovely setup when he films his when he films his victims and stuff, because you know, this is real stuff. I was believing, and this needs to be done in a really good quality way instead of just on a camcorder. So I contacted him, and I also told him that when I lived in Walthamstow, in another part of Walthamstow, before I'm in the house that I'm in now, I think that one of Sidney Cook's gang was living next door to me. Right. Because I bumped into one of my neighbours from that little close.
Jason Swift.
Jason Swift, yeah, Jason, the murder of Jason Swift. And this needs to be done in a really good quality way instead of just on a camcorder. So I contacted him. So obviously, when I've gone to contact Bill Maloney, I've put this in the email, and I think this may be one of the things that tipped it over the edge, and he contacted me straight back.
Who I thought was an anti-child abuse activist. Well, it turns out that he's not. He must be a paid agent for the government that goes in and destroys the stories of genuine victims. And the victim that he took me to go and see, because I was going to be filming him, that I offered Pie and Mash Films, Bill Maloney's film company, I offered to do a bit of filming for him. He took me up on it.
And I want to do what I can to help, basically.
Okay, well that's brilliant, Brian. I mean, that's great. Did you say that you were abused?
No, I wasn't. I haven't been abused physically.
And you know, we both make a pact tonight, Alan, that neither of us are going to swear.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, fair play. I mean, the last time you came on, Bill, and we said to you about swearing, and fair play, you were a top man, and there wasn't one swear word there.
Well, what it is with Brian, because Brian swears a lot. He swears to. When I first started doing this work, and he has a compassion for it, you can hear that. And I spoke to him a lot, and we've worked together. With, you know, when the people go online and they watch the Ben Fellows and Brian Harvey and Bill Maloney at Westminster, you can see what a fiery little guy he is. Now, you know, you can't help the people that have suffered if you haven't suffered yourself, truly, because you have to feel some kind of pain, deep pain in your life. Now, the Brian Harvey is the first one that has come forward to help us.
Well,
out of the entertainment world.
Yeah. Out
of the entertainment world.
I think it's brilliant that Brian has stepped up to the mark, and I've seen the video, and I did say, myself and Brian had a chat before we went live earlier today, and I said to Brian he handled himself well with the police, so he did a great job there. But we do have a few questions coming in, guys, so I'm going to go over to Steve, because I have a funny feeling we're going to have a lot of questions coming in. So, Steve, over to you, and just go through them there.
Okay, well, we've a lot of comments. We've a couple of questions, but a lot of comments.
Hello.
Excellent. Hello. Okay, and Crown Copyright, one of our long-time listeners of the show, question for Brian. Brian, how did you first get into the whole alternative view? He says he knows you just watched, that you initially watched one of Bill's videos, but how did you come about finding that initial video?
This begun. It was about. I remember being very, very, very depressed. I mean, probably at one of my worst points. And one day I was cleaning out a cupboard and I had some American dollars in there. And I looked at the dollar and for a minute I just saw the pyramid and asked myself, what's that got to do with America? And I'll tell you what, it started there. I've been through all the normal channels, all of the... every video that you can watch on absolutely everything from quantum physics to fractional reserve banking systems to the oil and banking and drug cartels and stuff you mentioned earlier about fluoridating the water, how it's not the natural fluoride that water produces, but it's a toxic waste that's being put in now, chemtrails, everything. I've been through the whole thing and I think that I've watched it enough now to connect the dots, see through the propaganda, see the things that are being covered up. To me, it's so blatant. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of disinformation out there, but institutional child abuse and the rape and murder of a child is the worst crime that you could ever commit.
Let's play a child porn video one day. Let's play it, and I know it sounds appalling.
It is the worst crime that you could ever commit. Ian Huntley. Well, what do you think everyone's saying across the world when I say that name? Ian Huntley. What do you want to do with him? I know what I want to do with him. I know what I want to do with him. And you know, there's some serious issues that need to be dealt with. Everyone's caught up with being seen to be saying the right thing in front of the masses, and that's got to stop. People got to start telling the truth. They got to start making the right decisions and stop bullshitting everyone.
For me, Nick, was I don't know what you mean by institutional paedophile rings. Do you understand what I was talking about 4 years ago now, Nick? And stay in my eyes.
Talking about taxes, thanks very much.
Oh, thank you. Gotcha. What about Leon Britton? When are we going to get him out?
Tax threshold, because you talk to
institutional paedophile rings operating in this country now.
Sorry,
I just asked
we're
Nick
going to have to leave you.
I just asked Nick Clegg a question.
Bill Maloney. Bill Maloney, forwarding my message. You forwarded the message to a fellow we now know as Nathan Numbnut Wedger.
He put a video out a couple of months ago,
With Jon Wedger?
and he's saying, with the police officer, you know, that he works with.
Yeah.
But,
and that police officer...
listen to that interview properly. He's actually saying he's worked for the police for 7 years.
Yeah, well, the police officer, is that Nathan?
I don't know. I'm not
Is that the Nathan geezer where you said when you had the two officers there?
Right, anywhere somewhere, this video.
Jon Wedger is Nathan, isn't he?
Yeah, it's only a new video. The only thing I think he's put out in ages, and it's not really about. It's about the fact that he's done a walk.
Yeah, yeah, Jon Wedger, the walking whistle-blowing police officer, and he's full of shit and all. He's another one that's there. I mean, how can he be backing up Bill Maloney after I've exposed Bill Maloney and still trying to go on like he's a good guy?
Look at it properly. Bill's saying himself that it's like making a mickey out of people. But if you look at it like, he's saying that I've worked for the police. So he's saying he's working for the police. If he's a whistleblower or not, he's still working for the police, isn't it?
Well, I know he was police because that's the guy that picked me up to meet Bill Maloney in the first place.
Listen, brother, I think you're bang on, bruv, because, you know, I'm suspicious of him, okay? So I kind of take account of the fact that I'm suspicious of him, so I allow him a bit of leeway. But that photo never looked right to me. Never, ever looked right, that photo. All right? Something didn't look right, yeah. And they've taken, whoever's done the Photoshop has taken advantage of the fact that they've got the dark uniforms on. So that's a total mock-up photograph. He's very clever. Oh, he's slippery. He's a Satanist. He's a slippery, something, sulfury. A friend told me that he's sulfury. He's a slippery, sulfury Satanist, that Wedger. Don't trust anything he does. He's all snake work. All right, so you're bang on. I'm with you 100% on that one.
And Bill Maloney said to me, I'll send my police friend round to pick you up. Remember when I went to the Ben Fellows thing, the first ever thing?
I think that he, I'll say that corpse, because because this is like, but we think that he may have been a police officer.
What, Bill?
But we can't, we're not in 1990. That didn't do anything.
Did you hear that? Andrew thinks that Wedger might have been the police officer that was investigating whatever this birthmark thing was in 1990. That just came out of his mouth. Not mine. Not mine. Right? Right. Next clip. Next clip.
He's being called Nathan.
Yeah.
Nathan.
But people are calling him Nathan, but there's another Nathan that worked at that I know, which...
Hang on. He's not disagreeing with me there that people are calling him Nathan. But Andrew is so up and down that he doesn't want to commit to certain things that we're talking about. But within that, he's even giving stuff away. Listen.
He's being called Nathan.
Yeah.
Nathan.
But people are calling him Nathan, but there's another Nathan that worked at Nathan.
Right, so he's not denying that people are calling him Nathan. But he's saying there's another Nathan as well.
Yeah.
Nathan.
But people are calling him Nathan, but there's another Nathan that worked at Nathan, that I know, which isn't him. You know what I mean? He's a proper genuine name.
Jon Wedger is a police whistleblower. As a CID officer, he discovered back coverings on child sex trafficking networks, which led to an investigative inquiry by the Independent Police Complaints Commission, delving into the depth of police involvement. He is one of the bravest men in the country today, by many people's reckoning.
Let's play a child porn video one day. Let's play it, and I know it sounds appalling, but let's see the reality of what these young children have to go through. Let's see the physical injuries that they endure, the fear in their eyes. And that's not even going near the satanic stuff.
And they both had emails, and they were sharing emails with their craft with their mate Nathan Numbnuts Wedger, and they passed it, and the email got all the way back to Steve. Right? It all got all the way back to Steve Martin.
And also, we're not quite sure what is the involvement of Brian Garish in kidnapping of our children was as well, because he knew about the story the whole time. Well, since almost this soon after we came back.
That's right.
I mean, it's shocking information. You know, I mean, these people are there, obviously, for people like yourselves, you know, that don't find any help from the authorities, and they've let you down big time, and now you look back, you can see that quite clearly.
Not only us, they betray everybody who comes into contact with them,
right,
because
exactly.
they're strategically, and they're strategically placed there to do that job, and they will lie, cry, and deny.
But this is the facts. We're talking the facts.
Yeah, to try and help other people that might be in the same situation and give them a warning, a heads up.
Well, it makes perfect sense.
And also to be warned, to be careful, to be cautious in this. If someone find themselves in this, in the circumstances, to know that be careful who you go and give your information to.
It sounds really dodgy.
Oh, it's dodgy. It's not dodgy, right, brother?
Yeah. It's all dodgy.
Yeah.
So these cartel operatives, there's lots of them out there, but we
came across those.
These are the ones we've come across, and we're exposing them because we're new to this.
Yeah, I mean,
this cult. They're trafficking. They're stealing babies. They're stealing thousands of babies. And they're giving them over to adoption agencies that they have financial interest in. Social workers have been caught with financial interest in fostering and adoption agencies, and they're stealing your children, and they're giving them over to sodomite families. And Belinda McKenzie and Brian Gerrish and Bill Maloney and Tiffany McNeil, these people are involved in assisting these cult members.
I'm not going to live with what I know for the rest of my life, sit back and see no one do anything about it. I try to do something about it and I just get taken down by the media. You know, the Prime Minister won't talk to me when I've got a completely legitimate reason to talk to him. He will not talk to me. Now, he knows, and I know what is behind that. He knows. David Cameron knew why I was at Downing Street. He knew why I was there, and they even had to spin that and say, you know, Brian Harvey's a nutcase. He's here about money that the government owe him. No, I wasn't. I was there about phone tapping and evidence that I had gathered on my journey with Bill Maloney. He's not what he says he is, and he tried to walk me down a certain path because he is in with people like, and I know you probably know this guy, and I know David does, and I know everyone knows everyone, but this Ian Puddick is counterintelligence, MI5.
I've always found him a bit sinister.
He's someone, mate. He's someone. And for the past 3 years, all he's been doing to me is showing me his power and his connections. Michael Portillo, you know, advertising his gin. You know, he's sitting on UK column with Brian Gerrish. You know, Brian Gerrish and Lou Collins are partnered up. You know, when I went round to Bill Maloney's flat one day, Ben Fellows is supposed to be missing, but Lou Collins can ring him. You know, everyone knows now. I see what's going on in there, and it's ridiculous. You know, that is not a truth movement that is going on over there. And for someone like me to come walking in and see it all, this is just like a repeat of the commercial industry that I've just been in, but in just as dark in another way.
Do you know what, Brian? If I was in the same room with you now, I'd fucking kiss you, mate.
How are you, Stan?
I'm right, thank you.
Good friend of mine. I'll give you a kiss in a minute,
I
bruv.
hope so.
Well, it's
I deserve one.
Purely masculine, yeah.
I mean, man, I'm trying to help you, dude. You know what I mean? I'm trying to help you, mate.
No, I do think I don't understand what you're worried about.
I know that, Mum, but fucking hell.
If I've got a question, I can ask you because you're my mate.
I know, but
if you can't ask me, it comes as a rat. That's
I can see,
you've got something.
Why are all these people saying it about you? You've been an antagonistic.
Who is it?
Jon Wedger.
Yeah.
Who's allowed to ask questions? Chris Fay.
Yeah.
Ain't that enough already?
This James seems strange.
How you doing, everyone? My name's Brian Harvey, ex-lead singer from E17, and today I really need to make a video because I've had enough of being victimised here now, right? Right, firstly, to the government, right, and to Ian Puddick, right? Don't think I don't know what you're up to, right? Everyone knows what you're doing to me, right? You're suppressing my information, right? You want to put me in prison so that I can get fans swinging, right? I've been a prisoner in my own home now, right, for about 5 years, 4 to 5 years, and it's because of Ian Puddick and Bill Maloney. And also, there's another man out there, right, who's doing the rounds looking like a hero, and his name's Jon Wedger. Now, John, you was the copper that picked me up and took me down to meet Bill Maloney the very first time, right? Let's not forget that. You took me down to meet Bill Maloney. You picked me up from my house, took me down to Parliament. I got out the back of your motor, and I got into the back of another motor where I met Bill Maloney for the first time. Now, I meet Bill Maloney because I offered to help him with filming because I got cameras and all the rest of it, right? Right, it's about time we have this shit right, because I've had enough of this, yeah? Right, so Bill Maloney, your funder was a guy called Ian Puddick. Ian Puddick bought me a Ninja recorder to go and film an alleged Operation Fernbridge witness, right? Let's have this right, yeah? And also, James Fielding at the Express, which is where that story went in the paper on the front page. 2014, January, right, we're down there on the 10th, yeah, and on the 12th, it comes out on the Sunday, right? So we had 2 days filming down now. Now, this guy who I filmed was made to lie. Why? Because it was to discredit me and himself, right? So he's been told to mix the truth with lies. So at the end of it, you can say, oh, the whole thing's bullshit. You've all been reading off the same hymn sheet, right? From David Icke to Richie Allen to Ian Puddick to anyone in the mainstream press that I've gone to see about this, right? You've all said the same thing. Exaro News, all of you. You have all said, right, oh, this guy seems very susceptible to manipulation. That's that's right. That's because you lot are making him susceptible to manipulation, right? Let's have it right now, okay? Okay, right. So Bill Maloney has been missing for 3 to 4 years, right? Because of what I put out and what I was saying about him, because of what he was trying to do to me.
So I put up a video of, the hamster, the tattoo and a few things, yeah? And in the video, it's only one.
I saw it.
Where Brian says, why you eating baby?
Oh no, I never saw that one.
No, there's the next one where Brian at the end, Brian goes, why you eating baby?
Okay.
I got him, you know what I mean? Don't worry about it. I've been cussing him everywhere. On Twitter, YouTube, on Instagram. He knows it's on him. I told him, listen, brother. I put all hashtags. I hashtag everything. I hashtag Sydney Cook. His granddad's house. I don't care whose house it was.
No, it's still not nothing to be promoting, is it? Even if it was true, you wouldn't be telling everyone, would you? And the thing is, that was what he told Bill Maloney, innit? When he first met Bill, that was one of the first things he told Bill, innit? About the Sydney Cook gang, innit? And Bill was like, oh yeah, I'm interested in that. Do you remember?
Yeah, because he wants to get in. But you told me that him and Bill, they know each other from BBC. But I'm saying to myself, no, I don't.
I never told you that. I said there will BBC Mission Control.
Yeah, you said no because I looked.
The BBC link with Bill. Remember, you said it. You said it when he jumped in front of the camera, saying what you're gonna do about blah de blah. You know that was a put up. Remember, you come with it first, and when you said it, I was like, for real, man. BBC, it would make sense, innit? Promote the guy in a different way.
That's right, but I never saw Brian at that. I never saw Brian as a BBC. You, because we saw the BBC Mission Control. Remember that video you done or somebody done? It must have been you. And he said Mission Control to someone. Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
Right. So we heard him say Mission Control, right? So that means Brian's involved. No. And then where did Ricky run to? Ricky ran straight to BBC to cover him up. So BBC is the bloody heart of it. BBC is running it, Russ.
Yeah. And we know what they're known for, don't we?
BBC, that's it. It's all big. They even got a paedophile statue outside Toronto and they don't want to take it down.
Exactly.
And bomba class.
Yeah.
Alright. But don't make it too long. But boy, make sure, please, you mentioned the fact that he's done that. He knows about the Leon Britain Hampton attack because he said it. He knows that Bill Maloney's trying to set him up. Yeah.
Who, Brian?
Because I believe that's legitimate.
Brian.
I truly believe.
Brian said he don't know if it's a tattoo or if it's this. He just knows that he was Brian's trying to say he don't know if it's a tattoo or a birthmark. All he knows is he was set up to go out and say things. That's how he's covered his back already.
No. He knows it's a tattoo because he spoke to her on the phone. And Andrew explained to him. Remember when he used to do the phone calls and ring up Andrew and tape it? Oh yeah. Andrew told him, I've got it on one of my computers. Andrew told him that the birthmark pertained to another guy in Amsterdam in 1970 or 1990. Okay? So the guy with the birthmark is another guy from Amsterdam. Right? And the tattoo, Andrew drew the tattoo for the old Bill. Andrew drew the tattoo for the old Bill because Bill Maloney passed it up a long time ago. And the reason Bill Maloney's been roped in is because to cover up the tattoo now is because he blabbed about the tattoo before. The reason Chris Fay was roped in to do the cover up of the tattoo was because he blabbed about Leon Britain before. The reason Andrew, because he was the witness, he was roped in. The reason that guy, James Fielding, the best newspaper reporter, because he's regularly roped in when the dodgy started doing the dodgy reporter. And then you've got Bill Maloney, you've got Chris Fay, you've got Brian Harvey, you've got Andrew Ashworth, who's got that fellow, and then you've got Jon Wedger and Ian Puddick in the background pulling the strings. Yeah? And that's how it is. And that is one of the reasons why Wedger and Maloney are such close pals. because both of them have been tasked with covering up the Liam Britton Hampton tattoo. But Maloney blabbed about it on Lee Collins' show. I'd heard him blab about it when he blabbed about it back in the day, and I remember that he blabbed about it. And so when we went looking, we couldn't find that, and then one day we were in the kitchen in Spain, and then I heard him, and then I said, that's the kid who was talking about the tattoo before. And then when we caught it, we found out it's Bill Maloney, and everything just fell into place. I mean, how else could it could only be the Almighty. It's not me. It's only the Almighty, brother, that made that happen. How can we find Maloney talking about the tattoo? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's mad. That's mad. So that's how we got him. So
Yeah. It's funny how things come together, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he'd already said it's a tattoo. So what are you doing? So why are you there trying to cover up? Why are you trying to turn it into a birthmark? You telling me that? Why are you trying to cover it up? Why are you trying to cover up a non-existent tattoo? So you're a bunch of lying.
Okay, so Brian's covering up the tattoo, and so it's not only the Liam Britton one, the Hampstead one. That's why you don't want to know about the Hampstead case.
Yeah, but the reason he don't want to know about it because he's been told it's a D-cat case. You can't talk about it. It's got the D notice on. They're not allowed to talk about it, right? But he's already spoken. He's already chatted about it, right? Giving it all that, right? But now he's not allowed to talk about it anymore, really, right? But all of his people, all of his fans, they smell a rat because they knew that when he sussed it out, he knows it's a tattoo. Now, if you know that Liam Britton's got a tattoo instead of a birthmark that they try to cover up and say it's birthmark, if you know it's true now that he's got a tattoo, yeah, and the children said that their attackers had tattoos, yeah, and then you've been taking the piss out of the cannibalism, and you do a cannibalism video because you know cannibalism true, then you're a wrong answer. You need to apologise, or you need to shut your mouth. One of the two. They're both. But you ain't going to carry on taking the piss out of me, the children, and Guidance 222. Not without me putting it up that. That's how it is. That is simply how it is. You ain't going to keep taking the piss. I told him in one of my comments, I said to him, listen, you can take the piss out of all of the people some of the time. And you can take the piss out of some of the people all of the time. But you can't take the piss out of all the people all the time. Because one day, someone's going to take the piss out of you. Yeah. Because that quote that I just quoted, right, you can fool some of the people some of the time, and you can fool all of the people all of the time. That's a quote, direct quote from Abraham Lincoln. But I paraphrased it, I've changed it. Instead of saying you can fool some of the people all of the time, I've put you can take the piss out of all of the people some of the time. But I've paraphrased it, I've made it my version. So Abraham Christie has paraphrased Abraham Lincoln's lyrics. Have you got that?
Aye.
Right. And I've run that on him. That is one of the YouTube video. If you go to my YouTube channel and you look at the little video, the 15-second clip of him chatting about the red rums, I'll just put up a 15-second clip and I'll put all my lyrics underneath. It's only at 50, it's only just gone up. Alright, you know they're rushing that, they're pushing down my channel, but it ain't that. He's got the message, he knows I'm on him, and he's told him as well, she knows I want to do about Brian Harvey. She thinks I'm going to do an interview with her club. I will only do something with her when I'm looking sick. I'm telling you, right, but the reason I want to know that because I know she's going to go and chat and eggs up the thing and...
What's the video called, bruv?
What?
What's the video called?
My one?
Yeah.
I don't know, when you go on there, Brian Harvey Peter Protect, is Brian Harvey a Peter Protector, I think.
Oh, right, yeah, the BBC. The BBC. Oh, yeah, 15 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it, yeah.
But you've got to read the caption. When you read the caption, Lord, you're in it about 3 times.
Oh, you're joking. Nice one.
Yeah, you're in the caption. You're big in it.
Hi everyone, how you doing? Brian Harvey here. Just a quick video. I just wanted to make this. I felt compelled to make this because
because I like taking the piss out of people. So I put at the top of the video, I've written the writing. It says, "Pity you weren't compelled."
I see it, yeah.
Yeah, I put that in myself. I put that writing in myself because I know how to do them things. You know what I mean? I wasn't good at them things before, right? So that's why I was given 50. But the caption, lad, the caption. I told him, you want to have it with Bill Maloney because he's an act whore. He's an act whore like you. Yeah, and I said, if you want to fight him, you've got to get in a juicer. Unless you want to have a straight little moose. I told him everything. I told him about the red rooms.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, have a look in the mirror, red rooms.
And you call him my beaver protector. Have a look in the bumper clock mirror.
Yeah.
So he knows I'm on him. He knows I'm coming for him.
Yeah, you can't diss the children, man. You can't diss the children. It's out of order, innit?
No, but that's why I moved to it. Look, he can cuss you, he can cuss me, they can do what they want. But once they start taking the piss, then watch this, Rasta. He knows he's shitting himself. He knows he overstepped his mark. He knows he overstepped his mark. So now he's going to get what the duck got.
Yeah.
No, I'm not letting him off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let him dangle. I'm gonna let him dangle. All of his little bubs say, "Oh, you see what that Papa him said about you, Brian? Have you seen what he said, Brian? He said, you know, he said Ronnie and Reggie, Brian, he said Ronnie, Brian, he said Tom Watkins, Brian, he said Tony Mortimer, Brian, he said Tony Mortimer. He said one up the bum for fame, Brian. One up the bum for fame. I put him in. Andy said that. That was Andy's lyric. I'm not letting him shit his little son. Little rat. Taking the piss. Go on, Brian. I'm going to take the piss out of you now. When we list off all his little links to Batman, when we list off all his little pedos on my links, you better find out any more links he's got. So he's got the Sydney Coke from his granddad. He's got the Ronnie and Reggie from whoever he's got that from. He's got his mate bummed by Tom Watkins. He's been in bed with Tom Watkins. Tom Watkins said he slept with a lot of them. He never said no. But we never knew Reggie was involved. Well, everyone knew Ronnie was at it. Ronnie was at the little boys, but we knew Reggie was involved. But once you find out Reggie and Ronnie's at it, fame and shame, you know what I mean? Fame and shame, it's all the same.
It's true, yeah. I've spoken to a few people that was like on the other side. So you hear some different stories on it, do you know what I mean?
That's right, yeah. No, mate, they're all at it.
Yeah.
But as I say, Mr. Brian, he's got to be taken down a peg or two because he's a piss taker. Alright, I've got nothing against him, but you can't be taking the piss, mate, about man's been made to lie. But it's got me, I want to sing that part. Have you got me singing that? Man's been made to lie, but it's got me, everybody. The children, But Brian, the children have got enough pressure, and they don't need Brian taking the piss out of it, alright?
No, not at all.
They don't need Brian saying about why you eat.
He's done it long enough, innit? He's done it long enough, innit?
Well, he's done it after if he's doing it after he's done cannibalism video, then he's nicked, mate.
I mean, is the video still there? I ain't even checked lately. Is the video still up?
What, the cannibalism one?
Both of them. The song and the cannibalism, yeah.
He can't take them down. He can't take them down, the mug. If he takes them down, he's going to make himself look even like more of a mug.
Well, he's done that already, innit? He's taken bare videos down, innit?
He can take them down.
People's got copies of them already anyway, innit? Do you know what I mean? People's got copies of them already, innit?
Absolutely. So he can't hide anything.
Yeah.
He can't hide. He can try and hide it, but he's not hiding from this. You made the cannibalism video over a month ago. Knowing that it was your little predictive programming piss take, alright, over the video. Oh, it's terrible, I can't believe it. You can't believe it. You've been nice, been done for a long time, but you play like you can't believe it. and he's gone to exactly the same one that I've done on my YouTube. You can go on my YouTube video and you can see. I did my one back in January, 4 months ago. January, February, March, April, May. I did mine 4 months ago, and if you go to the caption, you'll see that he read my caption word for word. He read it all from my caption.
You know another thing. Another big thing. The Epstein thing. Look how he tried to draw that with, and even brought Andrew into it, innit? Bill Maloney and all that was like questioning Andrew, innit, about Epstein and all that, innit? Do you know what I mean? And then Brian's done that video saying he don't believe that woman when she's saying about the Epstein link and all that.
When he's saying about what?
The woman's accusation, innit, against Prince Andrew, and Brian's done a video saying, no, I don't believe the woman.
Oh yeah, against Prince Andrew.
Yeah, so he's done that, plus he's done the Epstein one, where he's like, Andrew said that he slept with Epstein, and
Andrew slept with Epstein.
Yeah, when he was being questioned by Bill Maloney and Chris Fay, innit? And Brian's there filming it. And he's re-shown this footage. I don't know if it was out there before, but he's re-shown this footage where they say ask him about Epstein. Do you know what I mean? And then, but Brian's dropping it like they're pre-planning the future events of it coming out and all that to muddy the waters. But then you got Brian saying you don't believe this woman. Do you know what I mean? So he's getting himself involved in a lot of subjects, isn't it? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like makes it more obvious, isn't it? If you're going to keep getting involved in all these, having all these opinions and other things, but then you don't like it when people have an opinion on you. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, no one ain't saying nothing about that. But because we're bona fide, why do you think he cussed you off? Why do you think he cussed you off? Because you think you're a little nobody, little child abuse activist. He don't know who you are, alright? And he was jealous because he seen that how you move. Don't worry about it, alright? But even I don't see none of them coming up fucking with me no more. You understand what I mean? Like they used to before. Yeah. Yeah. Let the flow destroy all of them used to come and try to chat. They don't come and fuck with me and do videos or nothing no more. They don't provoke me no more.
You got the goods now. You got the goods.
They don't provoke me. What?
You got the goods now, innit? The info.
It's not only that I will move to them. It's not whether I've got the goods. I will move their car and I will hail them out. And when I held them out, they have to get held out. They have to stay held out. Like Mr. Pussyfooting Flow Destroyer with his fucking video that he done with me, little pussyfooting little racist. Alright? So he done the video, slagging me off, calling me this, calling me that, and he went to delete the video, but I was waiting for the video. I was baiting and waiting. We baited him and we waited him. And he released the video and I snapped it up, I downloaded it, and 5 minutes later, he's deleted it. So he thinks he put it up, he's deleted it, no one ain't seen it. He don't know we got a copy of it. Next day I put it up, he done me a copyright strike on my YouTube channel. I thought, you little pussy. Yeah. So, I'll give it out, and then someone put it up on BitChute, and that's where it is now, it's up on BitChute. Yeah? And that's where I like it. It's up on BitChute, and he cut me off everything on that one, and he exposed himself for what he is. A little wrong. Yeah. A little wrong. Because I doxed him, innit? I doxed him, my wife, innit? But Kat gave me the wrong information on Sparkle. But I don't think it was her fault. I think it was Sparkle who gave her a dodgy. I still think Kat's dodgy though. I still think you put this in that thing. I still think she's a bit dodgy because she's got too many dodgy connections.
Yeah. Seems to be a few Scottish people that's involved in certain things, isn't it?
Well, it's a Scottish right freedom, mate. They run it up there in Scotland. It runs everything. You know what I mean? She couldn't be going on board that. They come and serve her.
Oh yeah, so main grounds, isn't it? Yeah.
guy David Scott. Yeah. Yeah. David Scott, innit? One of Brian Garrish's little.
Okay, yeah.
Remember I met Brian Garrish. Remember I met him. He come round the house, innit? After they took the children.
Yeah.
He came to look at me to kind of eyes me up, but he never knew how dangerous I was. Because him, Maloney, and Garrish, they're all nicked, and they're all nicked in the Hampstead cover up with the email. I've got the emails on them, haven't I?
Yeah.
I've got the email to her. That's how I know his name. That's how we know his name's Nanda. Because we got the email, your mum.
Yeah, and Brian Gersh, he's never really addressed that, has he?
He can't address it. Why can you address it? Email straight to Bill Maloney and Jon Wedger, because their job is to cover up the flipping Leon Britain tattoo.
Yeah,
that's their job. That's what they're paid for, to cover up that tattoo.
Yeah,
that's why you sent the fucking email to them, you muppet. That's why you can't address it, Brian Garrish. You know what I mean? He's another pussy. I'm not ready for him yet. Garrish. Yeah, I'm dealing with Brian Harvey because he's out there running off his mouth.
It's a lot of Brian's, isn't there? It's like when me and you was doing the chat, and you was like Brian, and I was thinking, wonder if you was trying not to say Brian Harvey. Yeah. Yeah.
So leave them because their time is coming. You know what I mean? Alright, so Manchester United by Scotland Yard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So many moves now, innit? It weren't like Hampstead. I felt the pressure, man, but not like this, man. Fucking hell. Hey, and it's all on YouTube as well. It's amazing, isn't it? Hey, the revolution will be televised. Fucking hell.
What do you mean it's not like this? What do you mean?
Well, it's livened up a bit, innit, on YouTube, innit? You know what I mean? With Hampstead, you'd have like Hoaxstead, and you'd have the MK Ultra 666 videos, you know, all like silly little videos, innit? But with Brian, Ben's come with his knife and everything, innit? Like, but he's like he's bringing everyone in, the gangsters and.
Because he knows it's on him now.
Yeah, it's on him, yeah.
That's why I put it out to let him shit himself a little bit, you know what I mean? I put it out there.
Yeah.
Let him shit himself a little bit. Because he knows I've got man's round the ends. He knows I'm from round the ends. He knows I'm from Tottenham. No proper man in his right mind will be doing what they're doing. I know they're wrong, I know they're pussies by what they're doing. Alright? You know a man by the actions by his actions and the company that he keeps. That's how you can tell a man. By his actions and the company that he keeps. Alright, and if they're a bunch of nonsense all hanging about together, don't let them try with me, bruv. Alright, don't let them try. I'm in the mood for them. I'm in the mood.
Yeah, about time, man, because I was just shocked when you was hanging around with Brian Harvey. I thought, what's going on here, mate? I mean, I do go into chat rooms there and I do comments, you know, I'd probably doing the same thing you was doing, so my bad as well, innit? Do you know what I mean?
It's not your bad. It's not your bad. We've shown that we're real. I've shown that I'm a legitimate cat, that I love. I've got love in my heart for Brian. I'm a supporter of Brian. But when I find that he's wrong, I'm going to switch on his clout.
So
that's how it is.
How did it twig then? What was the twigged it for you?
What was the thing? There's too many little things. I just said, nah, leave him there. That could be this. Nah, you know when you make excuses? When you look a girl and she's doing the wrong thing, you make excuses. Nah, leave her as soon at the first sign of dodginess, leave her. But with me, I was allowing Brian, because what happened? When he did the Hampstead, when he uncovered, when he did the tattoo, the attempted tattoo cover up, the Leon Britain attempted tattoo cover up, when he helped me suss that out, I felt a gratitude towards him. I really did. And because I was aware of his music and I like his music, he's a good little singer, I love his little cheeky chappy rebel little way, you know, I was supporting him. And when he was being relentlessly, you know, targeted by Puddick and the rest of them, you know, you want to support the underdog. But as soon as I found it was the wrong one, mate, because it was when he wouldn't say anymore. He knew about the tattoo. So once he knew the tattoo, he knew that the case was legitimate. And he's not saying anything, and he's not saying it, and I'm waiting patiently. And I'm making excuses from saying, oh,
Yeah, but
maybe they've got...
can I just cut you?
Of course.
I was just gonna say, like, do you remember he weren't really saying nothing at all, but he's made out now he was listening to the radio and he was aware of it back then, right? Now he ain't saying nothing about it. 2017 he's uploaded the video because of the Puddit link or whatever he's saying, and then his mate Eddie is okay makes a comment about Hampstead on a comment I make, so he's this one that brings up Hampstead. Do you get what I'm saying? Eddie is okay. I never brought up Hampstead, did I, with Brian Harvey?
Eddie's okay was the first one to bring up. Had Eddie okay got into me already?
No, but that's not the point. What I'm saying is Brian weren't really talking about Hampstead. Yeah, then he started getting annoyed that I brung Hampstead into it, because I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, Bill Maloney, he knows about Hampstead, you know, all these different links, innit? So you must have been aware of it, and then he's saying he was painting his house, listening to it on the radio, it was in the background. Do you know what I mean?
That's his little backstory, yeah, nice one, G, yeah, got ya. So he's making that, he's having to justify his reason for listening to it, because he feels he has to, and he doesn't really have to justify. Hampstead, you know, I heard a whisper my mate told me about it, so I'll listen to it. You ain't got to justify yourself. Has anybody else got to justify how they heard about Hampstead? How the hell do you hear about it? You hear about it, isn't you? Go on the internet and you hear about it, what? You haven't got to justify it.
Yeah, but he heard about it in 2015 is what he's saying.
2015?
Yeah.
That's when the case broke.
Yeah, that's when he heard that, and that's when he left Bill Maloney. The same time that broke, he's saying he left just before all of that, but he heard it on the radio then.
He left Bill Maloney when?
2015 or 2014. He just left him. And then Hampstead, and then he was saying he was decorating, that's his backstory, he was decorating, and he heard it in the background.
Let me tell you something. As far as I'm concerned, we need to get debate. I need debate of when you were doing the filming of Andrew. That's what we need. We need debate of when they had that meet with Andrew, because from my understanding, they attempted to get Andrew. They did the fake attempted cover-up of they did the botched attempted cover-up after.
Didn't he say it come out the next day in the papers?
No. Listen what happened. No. He
comment the Express thing, innit? The Express thing, innit?
On the 12th of January 2014, Andrew did the interview with the old Bill and the Sunday Express newspaper, saying geezer again, it's got to be that James Fielding again. I know what he looked like. James Fielding, okay. So, on the 14th, Maloney is talking to Lou Collins on a show about it, where he said, ooh, the tattoo and all that, yeah? Right. That's January the 14th.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm saying is, when did they film Andrew to get him to retract that? Was it after Hampstead happened, or was it before? I believe it has to be after Hampstead. It would only make sense. Because the children have come out talking about tattoos which corroborate Andrew's tattoo. They better go and cover up Andrew's tattoo chat quickly, because they've got children saying the same thing now. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I suspect it was after the children's disclosures hit the internet. If it was before, wow, that makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've got to work out the dates, because he's not really coming with dates, is he? He's just coming with information, but he don't come with the dates and all that. That's what I was asking him. Remember, I was asking him that, your dates. What dates are you on about? When did this happen? When did that happen? That's when he shut down Twitter, innit?
He shut down his Twitter, right.
That's why I had to make videos. Because he weren't answering and he just cut it off. And then it's like, something ain't right here. Let me make a video, because this is going to get into something big, and you're linked with Hampstead now. You know what I mean? Once he was linked with Hampstead, that was that, innit? But I never started it. Eddie done it, and then Brian started running about Hampstead. What was he saying? Is it my love child? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, he said to you, yeah, because you challenged him. You challenged him on Twitter. You're asking him questions. You challenged him about the red rooms, and that's why he moved to you, and that's why he felt he had to discredit you.
He tried, didn't it? But it didn't really do anything, did he? He just... Do you know what I mean?
Called you a peanut protector.
Yeah, I mean, luckily someone told me about it, because I probably wouldn't even have been aware of that. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. Someone told me, but it was a troll, innit? A troll told me. And
if you don't know, but the point is that he felt he needed to discredit you because you were a threat to him. Yes, but in his attempt to discredit you, he's only dug himself he's only made his hole deeper. Yeah, because when he's calling you that, I know something ain't right, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, so I had to take my time, G. I had to take my time and work it all out. And now we know he's squashed me, he's crushed. His credibility is Brian Harvey. Even E17 ain't gonna want it back when we finish it. I'm telling you.
well, I don't think no one wants him now after what he done. That's so everyone's dissing Brian Harvey now, yeah? Hashtag Brian Harvey, yeah? It's his fault now, yeah? He's shamed too many people now, isn't he?
Yeah, he can't do what he's done. He's wrong. But he can't do what he's done. He can't do what he's done and get away with it, and it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Alright? It's not happening. I'm fishing in my butts, man. You know what this sound is, don't you? Hey.
What's that? Go on. Yeah. What's that, a double?
Listen, let them go. Alright? I'm tired of these pussyfooters, right? I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them taking the piss out of people, killing children, fucking children.
That's what I'm saying. Money well spent, innit? It's money well spent, mate.
I'm telling you, bro, I ain't playing with these pussies. Alright? I ain't playing with them, I ain't playing with them, I ain't playing. And I'm gonna hate him out, and I'm gonna let everybody know what a pussy Brian Harvey is. But he's a little pussy. That's what he is. A little pussy. Alright? Let him come and chat, because I'm ready for him. Because he likes to give it the big one, and he likes to start cussing and calling man pussy. And oh yeah, they're back, you can give it all the gangster. Come with it, guys, Harvey. Come. I will liven you up on YouTube like a job. I will take the piss out of you, you idiot. I will wear one of your bubble hats like Brian Harvey hat.
He ain't gonna chat to me and you, man.
I can't remember, but boy, I was into his little cheap little free argument with his little bum chat.
No, I went into it. That's why I was just busting 5G, innit? But then I thought, alright, let me just bust a serious thing. Why are you fucking singing about the children, man? Why are you dissing the children?
Did you say that to him?
I think that's the first time that I started asking him that.
Did you say that to him?
I asked him that, yeah, on the call out, yeah.
You asked him, why is he singing what?
About the children. Why is he dissing the children? I recorded it, man. It's on that video. I recorded it. It'd be near the end of that video. It weren't a very good copy of the video, but yes, there. Remember, he deleted all my comments, but yeah, I asked him that. Because I was just busting 5G, and then I thought, alright, let me ask him a serious question, man, see if he wants to... he just ignored everything.
How did you ask him? By voice or by text?
No, by the text, innit? Remember, I ain't got his Skype number, mate. He's waiting for Danny Jones and Pi Zygo, remember? Do you know what I mean? And I think Danny Jones was gonna, like, bust some information about me, maybe. But because I was there, I don't know. That's what it felt like. He was waiting for something to happen, because he's drawn me into the room. Right. You know what I mean?
Danny Jones is the biggest pussy out of the lot, Danny Jones. Lyndon, his name is Lyndon.
Yeah, well, he's the one that's shown that picture at the court, innit? Of codes. He's shown code, innit?
He's showing code.
Yeah, he's showing the code. Him, the Russian and Oakstead, innit? Him, the Russian and... Yeah, and Brian wants to get the press involved. He wants something to happen, doesn't he?
He wants to get the that's involved in what?
Exposing guidance.
He's having a laugh, isn't he? The further he goes, the deeper he's going to get that pussy. And he's dug himself a hole.
There's always a door in it. What's the saying? When one door shuts, another one opens.
No, another 5 opens there. They thought you were weak. They thought you were weak. They didn't know you were stronger than me in that department.
Well, you know what? That was the wrong time to test me as well, because I weren't ready for no one troubling me. Do you know what I mean? They probably thought, because they probably knew, right, and they probably thought, now's the time, now he's on the low. Do you know what I mean? But I'd already dealt with things in my head, so I deal with things differently in my head, and it backfired on them. Do you know what I mean?
Them blow up. They love to attack the man when they think man's on the low.
And I think, they did know that, innit? That's why they come with it then.
Yeah, well, let them try to attack me. I just lost 30 grand.
Remember they got their links, you know. This goes deep, innit? I said they got their links. It goes deep, innit? Yeah, it goes deep.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They can have their links. I don't scare. I let them know what's going on in my life. I don't scare. I have business. They can know everything's going on in my life. Come and test.
They know everything, man.
They cannot test me, brother. They cannot mess with the best till they pass their 33 Peters to the might degree test. All of them are pussies in there. They're weak.
I think they want to call the SAS in, man. They want to call the SAS in.
Let them call the SAS. The SAS, no. The SAS, no. Alright, I'm war. Let me tell you, one thing you lose a little soldier. Alright? And they know they've got to send 3 soldiers for me. 3. And they better be proper. And they better be proper. They better be proper, because I tell you what, out of the 3 of them, possibly 2 of them is going to die.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you need that, but you need a chain reaction as well, innit?
Yes, sir, mate.
Hey, mate. Chain reaction. Yeah.
Chain reaction. They will get a chain. They will get a bomber clout chain reaction. Let them come joke with man. Listen, I told you, my stepfather's Jamaican. It ain't a joke, brother.
Yeah.
My parents are Guyanese. My stepfather was Jamaican. I grew up with Jamaican nicks. Jamaican nicks grew on me. Alright, this one neck me, so.
I'm just glad that you see Brian for what he is, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because I was trying to tell you, innit?
You were trying to tell me, but you didn't give me anything conclusive, and that's how it is. I need to have conclusive before I move on them. Look, I'll be calling out man and then I'll getting it wrong. When I told everybody that Putin was dead, everybody looks at me like I'm mad. But when they look at the new Vladimir Putin, they can see damn well it ain't the real Vladimir Putin, it ain't the same one that used to be. So now nobody ain't looking at me like I'm mad anymore. And when I told everybody that Michelle Obama was a man, Michael Obama 2 years ago, everybody's looking at me like I'm a raving lunatic. Now, everybody's telling me that Michael is a bomber clown man. I said, do us a favour. You know the guy Fauci, he's married to her. Fauci is married to a man, Obama is married to a man, and Bill Gates, his wife is a man. I've got the videos up there. I've got the videos up there on my Instagram.
Yeah. I don't know, there's loads of different agendas out there, innit? Do you know what I mean? Loads of different things you can get involved with, innit?
That's why I don't get involved, because I just want to stick to my thing.
This Brian tried to come with the reptilian thing, innit?
He's an idiot. He told me that he's a David.
Did you see the Wuhan reptilian?
Pardon?
The Wuhan reptilian.
I don't listen to him. He's doing the reptilian thing, yeah.
No, I'm saying, did you see the video?
No, I don't watch him all the time, man.
No, not him, man. Not him. The Wuhan reptilian.
The Wuhan reptilian? No, I ain't seen that. Is it a boy? A picture of a boy?
Yeah, someone looking in the mirror, innit? And they just like shift their eyes, innit?
No, listen, they can do loads of makeup now. They can make masks. They can make you look like a.
Yeah. That's what I was saying to the guy. That's what I was saying to the guy that posted it, innit? But it was just funny how when Brian's talking about reptilians, And then I Google it, there's a Wuhan reptilian. I was like, perfect timing, do you know what I mean?
Of course, because they can do all that, but the problem is, the reason they bring out the reptilian is because they want to blame someone other than human beings.
You see, David Icke don't talk about it anymore, does he?
Because he got a bit slapped about it already. People try to do, he tries to ring it, and when they ask him about it, now he tries to ring it, right? Because Jesse Ventura, who's another one, he pulled him off back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is a few dodgy videos out there, though, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? Some of them look a bit, you know, it's either, I don't know, like their teeth can look a bit funny as well, like a bit sharp.
Yeah, but I've got some dodgy teeth, so it's ain't about the teeth. I like that woman, Dr. Briggs or Dr. Burke, woman, she got some funny teeth, but I think she's one. Yeah, you're right,
What about, you know, there was one before of the little girl next to the Pope? And her tongue goes like from one side of her mouth to the other. That looks a bit weird.
That was a weird one, but children can do that, man.
Yeah. It's true, yeah, they do that. Just being naughty, innit? Being a bit silly, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing. They ain't nothing. Look, they put a bit of weird music. They do it slow motion. They suggest to you that she's a reptilian. All of a sudden, you'll believe it.
Did you see the ones with the newcasters and they starts talking gibberish?
Yeah.
That looks mad,
They
innit?
start freaking out.
Yeah, that looks weird,
Yeah,
innit?
but that can happen when you're overworking or whatever. It can happen.
It looks weird though, doesn't it? It looks weird though, innit?
Of course it looks weird. And they love that. They love it to look weird because that's what it's called. They're spreading circuses. That's to keep the idiots distracted.
So you just think that's normal stuff then, but what about them two, no, what were they? Were they sisters? Twin sisters, were they?
Because they were trauma-based mind control. They were candidates from a trauma-based mind control program.
Yeah.
Right? And they got loose.
So you don't think a lot of these news?
Got loose.
Yeah. You don't think a lot of these people are in that as well? You don't think that's a breakdown of the mind control when they start talking that gibberish and all that?
Connie, you're breaking up.
I said to you, don't you think when they was talking the gibberish, the news people, it was a breakdown of the mind control?
Yeah, definitely. It's a mind control program, man. And they escaped. Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
They escaped out of their control program. They escaped out of their program. That's all that happened. They're just two escapees out of a mind control program. You could tell. I remember she went in geezer. She killed the geezer stone dead, stabbed the life out of him, and she never got over. They said, she had episode of madness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what Brian's got at the moment, isn't it? He's got letter for that, isn't he? Yeah, he's got his letter for that, isn't it?
He's in trouble because he knows he's on top. He knows he's on top. He chat too much. He chat too much foolishness. You know what I mean? That man's been made by Scotland.
I mean, how blatant you get? Fucking hell, man. Shit.
No, it's taking the piss. I didn't even think that he could be talking to us about that. I didn't even think he was talking about Andrew. I didn't dare to think it. I knew it was it, but I didn't want to think about it. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
He's in trouble now. He's in trouble. So I think you got enough. I think you got enough from me and you tonight to make a nice little.
Yeah. I'll just look out and see what you come with, innit? I'll see what you got coming next. Papa Emp, aka Abe Nemesis.
Abe Nemesis.
What you got coming next? What you got coming?
I ain't got nothing. I'm just doing this one with you.
Yeah, man's been made to lie if you want. You know what I mean? But we can't prove that, can we? But it's a bit blatant, isn't it? It's quite obvious, isn't it? We know Pi's Eye Goat's one of them as well. He's in with Flo and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Man been made to spy. Not lie. Man been made to spy by Scotland. Yeah, you know what I mean? By Scotland Yard. You know what I mean? The little spy is what you are.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, you're feeling it now. I can hear it in your voice now. You're onto something.
Alright, Brian. The spy. Brian the spy. Alright, Brian.
Yeah. Bride the Spy, yeah.
Bride the Spy, man be made to lie. Man be spy. You know what I mean? In Bomber Club. Man gonna be made to cry to Bomber Club. You know what I mean? What do you mean? Man be made to lie. Man be made to cry, Buster. But I'm on him, yeah? I'm on him.
I'm looking out for it, bro. I'm looking out for it.
What do you mean looking out for it? I'm doing it because you don't know.
Aye, so what, nothing coming on your channel then? You're waiting for me now, yeah? You're waiting for me? No. We're gonna start pressing the buttons now, yeah? See how far, what happens when we press the buttons, yeah?
Nothing gonna, listen, what's gonna happen is that he's gonna have to wee in his panties. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna percolate his panties. What's gonna happen? I wanna work on the lyrics.
Whatever happens, like, things are never gonna be the same again, innit? Whatever happens, do you know what I mean?
You got too cocky. That's what, and we're gonna make sure we don't get too cocky, and we're gonna stay humble.
Yeah.
Right, so we don't get upper crumble.
For real.
We're gonna stay humble and keep it real, so we don't get upper crumble, and we're gonna remember why we're doing it. We're doing it for the children, Brian.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
It's always been for the children. Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, I gave him a lick, you know what? I hit with a spoon, you know, Brian. I gave him a lick, you know, Brian, yeah. Yeah, but I didn't betray them, Brian. I didn't betray them. You be a protecting bastard. You call him respected veteran. Respected veteran child abuse campaigner. You're calling him pedo protector. Why?
No, like you say, we all could have done a bit better, innit? We all got sidetracked and could have done better, innit? Do you know what I mean? But we done enough. We done more than enough. We done more than a lot of people, innit? You know what I mean?
Listen, we're the dons of the king. What are you talking about? They know who to run from. Listen, they know who the trouble is. You know, by the time they try to run you and chat shit about you and say, oh, look at 222, his kitchen names off. Oh, look at Aben 222. They're dogs. They're dogs, man. Let them run. You know they hate. You know what they hate? They hate that they don't know what you look like. They hate it.
No, they know, man. They know everything.
Their department is darkness. Alright, they're darkness. They can't come in the light, Musa. Alright, their department is the darkness. But they can go on back in the darkness. They can go on back in the darkness. But when they come into the light, don't me Rasta. Na ganja man, that living ganja man. Auni and Papa me Rasta. And that's why they say it.
Big up.
Ian Puddick, you funded that trip to go down and film Andrew Ash. You bought me a Ninja recorder. Remember? I put the receipt online, okay? Right, now, you, Mr. Puddick, are not a plumber. Let's have it right. You're good friends with the ex-defence minister, Michael Portillo, right? You're putting tweets up saying that your dad's ex-counter-terrorism, right? You've got an alleged fake backstory about the police spent £1.5 million tracking you, right? Because you was harassing the guy who had an affair with your alleged wife, right? Same as Bill Maloney's got an alleged wife, and Ben Fellows has got an alleged wife, yeah? Right, so what is this? Have you got to make up a fake backstory to pretend that you're a family man, to inject yourselves into the alternative media, to go out there and ruin real truthers? Because that's what I think's going on. And Jon Wedger, you're sitting on that commission at the minute, playing it like you're a hero. But you still seem to have Bill Maloney hanging out the back here. So what's that all about? Because are you really seriously telling me that you don't know what Bill Maloney's been doing to me, who came along to help out the goodness of my heart? Seriously? And now I've got to be trapped like a prisoner in my own home after selling 22 million records. I've never done fucking nothing to no one, and the Prime Minister don't want to talk to me when I've got evidence of phone tapping, right? You know why you don't want to talk to me? Because Andy Coulson, you are guilty of perjury. That's why David Cameron didn't want to talk to me. But what did the mainstream press do? Brian Harvey's down here, he's a nutcase. Yeah, he's here about money the government owe him. No, I'm not. I don't want your money. I don't give a fuck about your money. I'm not a money person, right? And everyone knows that, so don't try and make me out to be a money person. And Ian Puddick, right? You funded me, that ninja, to go down and film Andrew Ashworth. Let's have it right. And the Express, you filmed it and put it on the front page. Now, James Fielding, I'm calling you out because you seem to be working very closely with these people and putting the disinformation out there. Has anyone arrested James Fielding for putting that front page story of Andrew Ash out there? No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Your name ain't come into it yet. But I tell you what, you're being called out today because I don't know who you are, but on the day, you didn't want your face on camera. That was for a reason. Andrew was meant to fill my head with a load of shit, and then Ian Puddick allegedly he's the one putting up Brian Harvey fails a psychological test for Big Brother. No, I didn't. I didn't do it. I was asked, but I didn't take that £500,000, which I could have quite easily gone on there and kept my mouth shut. I just chose not to get involved. You set that up, mate, and you're the one that's had my computers taken for malicious communication, yeah? I'll show you what malicious communication is, because you're talking about July and August in 2017, yeah? Well, I'll tell you what, mate. What's that? That's 2015, and I've reported you to Operation U-Tree, right? Operation Midland, Wiltshire Police, Special Branch. I've gone to Scotland Yard about it. I've been to Downing Street, yet no one seems to want to do anything. Is that because you've got connections like Michael Portillo and you're not really who you say you are? Because I can't see how a plumber is running around the alternative media, turning up on the UK column with Brian Gerrish, who is partners with Lou Collins, who's partners with Bill Maloney, who's partners with Chris Fay, who know how to get hold of Ben Fellows when he's supposedly missing, and Ben Fellows shot a film for Tony Mortimer, right, out of E17, my group, who knows Tom Watkins, who Tom Watkins I've fallen out with. Let me ask you a question. Did Tom Watkins have a special relationship with the News of the World there? Is that why you hacked me? Right, because I was going to America and you needed to set me up with your sting operation that you've now today all been caught out on, but don't want to seem to do anything about it. And you hacked off Peter Jukes. And Ian Puddick, you know him and all, didn't you, mate? Yeah, you seem to know everyone. So what are you, a plumber or are you MI5? Right? Who are you, mate? Who are you? Because you've had my computers taken now and you've tried to break me down. You've tried to break me. Had me living in my house, scared to go outside. I ain't been nowhere in 5 years. UK public, I want to tell you right now, I've been scared to leave my house for 5 years. 5 years, while they're out there rubbishing me. Oh, Brian Harvey made up hacking. Brian Harvey's forcing Andrew Ash into talking about VIP pedos. No, I weren't. Bill Maloney took me down now. And Ian Puddick, you funded me the bloody ninja for it. And after I go and do the interview, and I catch you all out, you start doing shit like this. What did you do? Put this up at 10:10 at night, right, on the 26th of the 1st, 2015. I think you'll find that's more than a couple of years prior to you accusing me of your bullshit. Now, I'm telling you now, I want my fucking computers back, right? And if you dare put something on my computer and try and turn me into one of your fucking dirty little characters, you got a war coming your way, mate. I want you all in court. I'm going to bring a private criminal prosecution against the fucking lot of you, because I'm not going through this for another day. Basically, I've got an agent, Mission Control, people that you start and I think that's kind of where I'm most known for at the moment. So the BBC run Mission Control and they was looking for artists to put for the Eurovision. It was Mission Control look after and they got different accusations on them. It's like they got loads of them. And they put my name forward and they said they were interested. They said there's a lot of something. They said basically, I've got an agent, Mission Control, people that you start and I think that's kind of where I'm most known for at the moment. So the BBC run Mission Control and they was looking for artists to put for the Eurovision. It was Mission Control look after and they got different accusations on them. It's like they got loads of them. And they put my name forward and they said they were interested. They said there's a lot of something.
There are no limits.
It figures it would be something like this.
Our nation, our ideals, a vision.
Excuse me.
Just survive.
You know, you look like your head fell on the cheese dip back in 1957. You're okay. This one, real fucking ugly. You see, I take these glasses off, she looks like a regular person, doesn't she, huh? Put them back on,
Formaldehyde face, that's what we got.
That's enough out of you. You get out or I call the cops.
Call the cops? You know what you need? You need a Brazilian plastic surgeon.
I've got one that can see.
He's a tall Caucasian male, doesn't appear armed, wearing sunglasses.
I don't like this one bit. Not one bit.
Chat to you if he knows you, brother. That's how Brian is. You can understand with the situation, innit? Chat to you if he knows you, brother. That's how Brian is. You can understand with the situation, innit?
Yeah, alright, mate, no problem. You heard from Abraham?
Huh?
You heard from Abraham?
Listen, I saw Mark, his brethren, the other day, yeah? I meant to ring Abraham the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
But brother, you know what? I've just travelled from London down to Wales to do a build, you get me?
Right.
And reception for the most part wasn't brilliant going up in A Road.
Okay. Just one quick thing then. Just one thing before you go.
Maybe later on this evening, I'll give him a ring. But like I said, he wants to do some type of an interview with me, you know.
Yeah.
And I think if you do an interview, then whatever he says to me, I'm just going to come out with it. It's best to hold it back, just to see what the enemy is dealing with. You get me?
Aye.
It's best to hold it back, just to see what the enemy is dealing with. You get me?
Aye.
You know, and then when the time is right, bring it forward. Yeah, and you know what, and just recommend me some videos on your channel that you have. You know what I mean? Just save me running around town watching everything under the sun, you know what I mean? I need to get this thing into sort of like a lockdown mode.
This is like 6 or 7 months later. Alright, big up Ed. Big up Eddie. This is 6 or 7 months later. Brian's sectioned under the Mental Health Act and E17 band members dislike him. And then at the bottom there, break-in, failed E17 pop star, Brian Harvey proves. I don't know what the rest of it says. I've got the rest of it somewhere. But it's the Brian had sex in a swimming pool with a man, you know. What do you make of that, Ed?
Yeah,
but the thing is, his Puddick don't mind his account being copied as long as it's having a pop at me.
Yeah, it seems the way it is, brother. You know what I mean?
And why ain't he got a problem with Tom Cahill? Because on that recording of him, he says that Tom Cahill called him a pedo and a paedophile protector.
Yeah, Jewish paedophile.
Yeah, Jewish pedo mafia and all that stuff. But Tom Cahill's account has never been taken down.
Twitter or YouTube?
Neither of them. Never been taken down.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
And Puddick says, you know, it's for, he can call me whatever he wants. He can call me a CUNT. He's done that. He says on the recording with Bill Maloney in the background with him, right? And he goes, he can call me anything he wants. That's fine. But he can't call me a paedophile. Well, I haven't called him a paedophile. And, I mean, I've not really fucking called him anything. Right? Not really. All I've done really is defend myself because this geezer's had it in for me because I've caught you out, you fucking tried to entrap me.
Yep.
Right? You've tried to entrap me. Walked me into a story that was going out in the Express newspaper with Andrew Ash and fucking Kellaway's working now. And if that ain't bad enough, Andrew Ash comes out with Richard Mallett's name, or says yes to it at least, like him abusing him. I mean, and Ian Puddick is linked to Neil Wallace. I've got tweets up there where Ian Puddick says, Murdoch hates a certain person, I can't remember who it was. I know because I was personally told. I've also got tweets where Ian Puddick says he spoke to the commissioner.
So obviously, look, Puddick's in the know, right? We know that. So we was having a chat earlier, and I said to Brian, it's possible they're going to try to get this trial as a closed trial.
Closed court case.
Closed court case, because Puddick's been down that road before, right? Now, obviously, if it's behind closed doors and Puddick knows certain people, it's a done deal, you know what I mean? Yeah. Even if it's trial by jury.
Well, it's even put up, I know magistrates.
Yeah.
I know judges, I read Janet case. How do you know a judge, I read a Greville Janet case?
So who is this
guy? Not a paedophile case.
Who is this guy? Because if you ain't got enough to put up with, you know what I mean? You've also got online trolls trying to discredit you. Now, I'm thinking, who are these people? and they love to use question marks.
Who is Guidance 2222?
I don't know, and who's he guiding?
Because he's recorded you.
Yeah, he's recorded me with a lot of editing in it. You know what I mean? A lot of people said to me, bloody hell, he's done some editing there, Ed. I don't know. Why?
I think he's trying to copy me recording.
Yeah,
people.
because you
But what is this guy's problem? Because Guidance, right, if you're out there and you're watching, yeah, if you've seen all my evidence, right, online, and you're still against me, then you must be on Wedger's side, you must be on Puddick's side, you must be on Bill Maloney's side, you must be, because what is your problem? What is it, what are you looking for? What are you trying to find? Because clearly, if you're not on my side with the amount of fucking evidence that I'm putting out there, and it's like you're trying to gun for me, well, that just fits in with the other people that are trying to gun for me at the minute.
It seems to have wound him up that I actually mentioned this Hampstead case, because for some reason I must step in on his love child, or what? I mean, what is this big deal that I already told you that I've got this guy's number, right? You swayed that to the side because I got your own things to deal with at the minute, and then obviously you went online and said you wanted to talk to this guy. You decided to do it your way. You haven't got to go through me all the time.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm not his god.
No.
I mean, what's the problem?
Listen, man, let's make it clear right now.
Who are these people?
Let's make it clear right now, right? I see what your game is, yeah? I see the way that certain people are trying to paint up Eddie. You're trying to take him down.
Lady Sparkle?
Yeah, I don't.
Lady Sparkle, these people are telling me, watch this woman.
Listen, I'll tell you what the trick is.
I don't know who are
they're trying to take you down some right-wing, whatever the fuck that means.
Whatever that means,
down some right-wing avenue. So then what they want to do is say, Red Pill Phil and Eddie are like these right-wing people, and they're attached to Brian, so Brian must be right-wing, and it's another avenue to divert away from, let's face it, phone hacking. Murdoch's the one in the background. This Puddick thing, look, he knows all these people. He knows Neil Wallace, right? Puddick, don't forget, Puddick funded the trip to go and film Andrew Ash, who was going to name my phone hacking solicitor, who I'd just caught hiding Kellaway's statement.
But that doesn't matter.
And Andrew was made to say by Bill Maloney, funded by Ian Puddick, my phone hacking solicitor's name.
But that doesn't matter because you're still sure, aren't you?
I'm just a shill, yeah.
Just a shill,
fucking
It's
shill
an in-word. It's an in-word now, isn't it? Everyone's a shill. Is there anyone who's not shill? Everybody's a shill. There's no one left. There's no one left. It's just a game. It's just a game. So
what's shit going on like that? We ain't never going to get anywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. But that's the fucking idea, which is why they do it. You're a shill. This one's a shill. That one's a shill. Yeah. Listen, if you don't come with evidence and you're so sure about saying, then maybe you're a shill. Yeah, but when you got the fucking paperwork and the evidence and the audio recordings and the fucking video evidence
and your audio recordings are not edited.
No, they're not edited. No, some of them are excerpts out of...
Yes. But clear editing,
some of them conversations are fucking 6 hours long. Unless you want to sit there and hear the whole 6 hours. I'll gladly play them to you. I'll gladly play them to a fucking jury. You know what I'm saying? You can hear the whole thing if you want.
Why edit a phone conversation which is only a couple of minutes and little chop.
I don't get what is his angle?
I don't know. I think he just likes putting question marks in videos, sort of like for the sake of it, and getting involved with videos like that anti-gang.
But
I mean, who is that guy?
I don't know. I've not paid enough attention.
Nor have I.
Because I'm just trying to stay away from it. That's why I delete the comments. Because I think, you know what, fuck you. You ain't taking me, diverting me, giving me something else to think about while I'm doing what I'm doing.
Like we said from day dot, right? At the end of the day, I always give you your space. You make your own decisions, my friend. End of story.
That's right.
I respect the man for that. I'm just passing through. I just come the other day, I'm just passing through and I'm like flipping off. It looks like even the truthers you can't trust.
If I choose to talk to you, that's down to me.
Absolutely.
It's got fuck all to do with anyone else. Do you know what I mean? But everyone's going to have something. But I'll tell you what, the only people that are really going to have anything to say about it are the people that want me to fail. And the people that want me to fail are people like Jon Wedger, Bill Maloney, Ian Puddick. You get me, yeah? Rupert Murdoch.
Who is this other guy? This Plan, what is it? What's his name again?
I don't know, right? But I'll tell you.
Want to mention the letter?
Want
to mention the letter?
Yeah.
Tell the people.
I've been getting a couple of letters through lately, right, on a couple of these trolls that are on my case, right? So I get these anonymous letters sent to me. I've got one up there now. I can bring it over. And I mean, this RR Plan B, apparently his name's Christopher, right? That's as much as I'm going to say on it. But I've got his address. I've got his business company thing, the name of it, where he lives.
How did you get it, Brian?
It come through my door anonymously. I've got the letter over there. Let me get the letter.
Yeah? Looks like someone's trying to wind up Brian Harvey.
They want to
what are they so scared of?
Listen,
oh, mind you, I can understand what they're scared of.
Well, I'll show you from here, right, from a distance. Go see that, a 288A, a company document, right, appointment of director or secretary, right, and this apparently is the Plan B geezer or Plan B, whatever his name is.
Okay, evening. This is just a little video, just to show you what you can find lying around your house, with dodgy symbolism and the bird code on it, if you know what you're looking for, in detail. And that's just how ridiculous it all is. You're just low level. You're not on my level, I might not sound that intelligent to you, because I'm a northerner, but believe me, I've gained the insight, mates. Gained it, onto you lot, and you know I am. Good night.
And this is the thing now that's getting in the way, like Eddie is okay and Red Pill Phil, regardless of what some of these people, and it's the majority of people saying wicked interviews, you know what I mean, but there's some people out there and they're more than likely trolls, but they're having a pop and that, and it's like, look, we ain't gonna get anywhere if we keep having a go at the people that are helping get the truth out, and they have helped me, regardless of where they've come from or who you think they should be supporting. And all I know is, for me, both of them two men have helped me. They have.
Levi, I don't know if you know this, I only want to tell you stuff you don't know because you know so much. Levi Belfield was associated with Joanne Solis's husband, Graham something, right? And Joanne Solis
went up to see.
No, Joanne Solis was the right-hand person of Gordon Bowden.
That's right, that's what I said. And Eddie's okay went to see Joanne Solis.
But Eddie discovered she was dodgy. He's the one that told me.
I don't trust him as well.
Well, it's
how can that man tell me on the day of the court, right? On the day of the court with Puddick, I think someone was in my house last night. I put a computer under the kicker board and they took it. Oh, fuck off. Then you had Red Pill Phil talking about we're not going to stand for the judge. Hang on a minute, mate. This ain't your fucking court case. And then when I got you on video saying it, so what are you fucking playing at? And then when I bring it up, they're all talking like I threw him under the bus. I didn't throw you under the bus. I said what I fucking saw. Who do you think you are coming into my fucking court case and deciding not to stand for the judge? Who's that going to fare badly on? Me, who's standing there in the fucking dock.
But it's like everybody's. I know what you're saying, but I was live streaming, not live streaming, but I was covering that whole day of your court case, right? And people came out, and they would still come out for you, no problem. So, but everybody's got their own agenda, right? So I trust Eddie. I do, and he told me in great detail.
There's something I'll tell you about him off camera.
All right, well, we'll talk about that. And he might be an agent. But the truth is, he told me when he dropped everything and came to help you, his flat got turned over.
Listen, I want to believe that, because I actually like the guy. I liked him. I thought if he was genuine, if that was Eddie, when he come round, Harry, if that was him on a genuine one, right?
I think so, but I might be wrong.
No, I can't believe anything I see. Listen, they created listen, Ange, they created a front page story for my benefit that Puddick funded that actually went on the fucking front page of not only the Express.
And they're both two nice, genuine, calm people in my book. I've been watching some videos and some bits by a guy called Guidance 2222. And I don't know what his problem is. I mean, look, mate, if you're watching, you're entitled to your opinion, innit? But, if I thought either of them were dodgy, or if I thought what I was saying was dodgy, then I wouldn't be putting myself in this position, mate. And I ask you, just be reasonable. You know what I mean? Just be reasonable, because I ain't going to get into a shouting match with you. and start fucking getting online and slagging you off. You're perfectly entitled to make videos and put together what you want to put together. You know what I mean?
So just bear that in mind, guys, that he was one that could see them. So the first thing she done was got on her phone, which she could speak into, and said, I've got one who can see. So that's me. You can say all the comments you want, you can be as negative as you want, it don't really matter. I'll take it on board, it might even piss me off. But the bottom line is, I see you. I see you. I see your mentality. So it's all good. All good. I'm riding this like a wave.
We need to get this thing into sort of like a lockdown mode. I know there's a lot to it. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, sometimes this whole thing, even this thing with Brian, is resurrecting this thing again, even though it's resurrected. Do you get me?
Because I think everyone feels it in society. Things are getting harder. Everything's going up. It is becoming a police state. It is becoming 1984 Orwellian society. It is. You are being watched through smart, you know, through your computer, through your smartphones. It's a reality. But unfortunately, when you tell people that have no knowledge of any of this information, you look like a nutcase. So you need to be selective in the people that are putting the information out, because the other tool that they use is disinformation against you. You know, if they discredit you, it takes away your credibility, and then no one's going to believe you. So you tend to believe in the official version of events rather than, you know, what you know to be true. People fall for it en masse.
Ryan, just a quick one. I mean, from what you're saying there, you see.
Can I just jump in there for a minute, Alan?
You just did. Yeah. Now go ahead, Bill. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll tell you what. Listen, I said to Brian, what we're going to do is we're going to record some of our telephone conversations that we have, because they go on for quite a long time, Brian and I, you know. So we'll send you some of them. You can stick them up. But I would just like to stick to the Ben Fellows thing for a minute, because it concerns the lie detector test, which is the next stage. Yeah.